Keepers.
All right,
Donata. I like that sound. Everyone, please have a seat. Everyone. I wish we started off every council meeting just like that.
Exactly.
I mean, the Vance High School Band, thank you so much for being here tonight. Yes. Okay. So, welcome. Thank you for being here. It is now that I am calling this swearing-in ceremony as a meeting of the Charlotte City Council to order. I now would like to have our introductions, and we'll start with our city clerk.
Stephanie Kelly, City Clerk.
Good evening, Matt Newton, District 5.
Tarek Bakari, District 6.
Good evening, Lawana Mayfield, District 3.
Welcome, Dimple Ajmera at large.
Good evening, James Mitchell at large.
Good evening, I'm Vi Lyles, Mayor.
Good evening, Julie Eisel at large.
Happy Monday, I'm Braxton Winston at large.
Ed Driggs, District 7.
Good evening, Justin Harlow, District 2.
Larkin Eggleston, District 1.
Marcus Jones, City Manager.
Patrick Baker, City Attorney.
I want to thank all of the friends and family members that are here tonight. This evening, our staff and our volunteers and everyone that put some effort into making this occasion what it is tonight, to have our new council members sworn in and to say goodbye to several of our council members that are here for their public service and to thank them. To begin this evening, we'll have an invocation by Dr. Michelle Jones from my home church, Friendship Missionary Baptist Church, followed by the presentation of colors from our, I'm sorry, Mimi's right here, sweetie. From the presentation of colors by our own Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department Honor Guard. And so we will stand for, if you wish to stand for the invocation, and following that, we will stand for the color guard and the posting of colors, as well as our Pledge of Allegiance and national anthem. So if you would please stand. Dr. Jones.
Let us pray. Gracious God, thank you for the presence of your spirit that is in this place. Thank you for the opportunity to witness the swearing-in ceremony of Mayor Vile Lyles for a second time. Continue to renew, restore, and refresh her. Continue prayers for her family. We also pray for all council members, that they will work together as a team and as a family, and that they will learn to respect each other's differences and also respectfully agree to disagree. God, thank you for this opportunity, and I want to thank you for listening. And I ask this prayer in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Now I'd like to invite from our Mayor's Youth Employment Program, a student, Christine Willie from Mallard Creek High School, to the podium to lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance.
Good evening. Please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now I would like to introduce again my home university, Queen's University of Charlotte's Chorus, led by Director Justin Smith, to sing the national anthem. please be...
Yeah.
Now, please be seated. Good evening again, everyone. Now I have the distinguished honor of presenting this year's Mayor Citizens Awards. It is a tradition at this ceremony to offer awards to distinguished members of our community who have served with distinction, honor, selflessness, and courage. Tonight, I am proud to present the Mayor's Award in honor of former Mayor Richard Vinroot to an individual who has displayed unselfish leadership in support of our community. I'd like to have Mr. Jesse Curitan come down and join me. As a native Charlottean growing up on the Beatties Ford Road corridor, Jesse has developed a deep understanding of the inner workings into the social and racial relations that continue to influence our city. That insight inspired the creation of One Charlotte, a group that promoted healing within our community after the demonstrations that followed the death of Keith Lamont Scott. Jesse's visionary concept has helped to address inequities throughout the city and has driven change that will last for generations. His experience as a financial executive with Bank of America and as the current Chief Consumer Officer of Novant Health has provided opportunities to create and develop long-range solutions to assist underprivileged youth and underserved families. The work he has done through the Charlotte Business Inclusion Program continues to enhance competition, participation, and acceptance of small minority and women-owned firms. Jesse, we are inspired by your willingness to always help others, to step up when we call, to answer those calls, and to make something happen. You're an inspiration, a true servant leader in your pursuit of happiness and welfare of every Charlottean who lives here. We're glad to recognize someone born, raised, and working in our community this year with this award today. Thank you very much.
Mayor and this distinguished council, it is my pleasure to accept this award on behalf of my parents, my mother, on behalf of my great organization, Novant Health. I am a product of this community, born in Southside Homes. And when I get up every day, I think about everyone that's in this room and all of the people that have been a big part of my life. So when I start my day, I can't start my day without thinking about all of the people that we can make a difference for. So tonight, I am honored, I am privileged to accept this award. Thank you for this award, and thank all of you for doing all the things that you're doing in this city to make Charlotte one of the best places to live in the country. Thank you.
Our next recipient doesn't need very much of an introduction, but I'd like to take a moment to talk about the UNC Charlotte Chancellor, Philip Dubois. Dr. Dubois, would you please come down, Chancellor? Now, this second award that we're presenting is in a Mayor's Award, and it's actually in honor of Harvey Gantt, who has joined us this evening. Thank you for being here, Harvey. Thank you very much, Mayor. This award in Harvey's honor is given to citizens who have demonstrated courage and civility. And as I said, this year's award goes to our university's chancellor, Philip Dubois. Since becoming chancellor of UNC Charlotte in 2005, his professional influence has bolstered the university that we all want to have in our city. He also has set a bond that's solid and strong with the city that that the university bears the name of, our own city, with the downtown campus, with our light rail system. You know, UNC Charlotte has branched out with several creative initiatives to support secondary education for non-traditional adult students, as well as traditional students. Your partnership and your efforts around what we see as one of the real connections in the city, the Lynx Blue Line, that makes travel to and from the campus easier for members of the community as well as the students, was exceptional. It was strong, and you were with us every step of the way. The focus on his community partnerships evident through the increased events and exposure, and I think what we're calling a championship football team now.
That's right.
Was a decision that wasn't easy to have or make, and the chancellor stepped out every time strong. Think about, we have a Charlotte Engineering Early College High School on the campus of UNC Charlotte. But most of all, in this last time that you're going to be, that you'll probably be remembered for, but not just for this, you displayed steadfast stability and courage and compassion during the tragic campus shooting in April of 2019. Your strength, your fortitude provided support to countless others who felt the heartbreak of that evening. And you've stood with your student body every step of the way. And we're going to miss that kind of momentum and compassion and courage. It was one of the worst moments in our city's history, actually. And think of how the healing has worked and what you've done to make it possible. So thank you for being chancellor of our university, and I am so glad to have you recognized by your city as someone that leads with courage and civility. Thank you.
Mayor Gant, thank you for being here. The very first building I built at UNC Charlotte was yours. I'm glad I could be joined tonight by my wife, Lisa Lewis Dubois, my son, Taylor, my board chair, Mike Wilson, my special assistant, Betty Doster, and all of you. We've got another 5-6 months to go in leading this university, and we appreciate your support. The best days for the university are ahead. Thank you.
On behalf of the City Council, I now want to speak about our outgoing council members. You know, when you serve with someone for a while, you develop a relationship. It may not always be easy. It may not always be fun and laughter. But in this case, we have people that we are really, really fortunate to have served the city. I have written all of them a personal note to say how much we've appreciated the time that they've spent with us, and something special about each one of them because they each brought something special to the event and the table. So we're going to start with recognizing them and thanking them. I hope that you'll hold your applause until we recognize all of them. Now, you know, Councilmember Greg Phipps, who is actually our zoning and land use expert, has already started a new venture in life. And so he has asked his wife, Lemaire Phipps, to come down when she will receive his gift. Lemaire Phipps, please come down. Thank you. You want to say a few words on behalf of your husband and friend?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. My name is Lemaire. I'm Greg's wife, and he's not able to be here, obviously, as mentioned. He has started an assignment out of state, but I'm delighted to speak on his behalf. So without further ado, I want to thank the residents of District 4, whom Greg has represented and served, starting in 2005 when he served the remaining term of Malcolm Graham, and then 2013 to 2019. Despite personal and family sacrifices, it has truly been an opportunity beyond measure to serve on the Charlotte City Council and participate in the district's positive transformation. Greg appreciates and is humbled by the trust and confidence everyone has placed in him to do the job that was required. And lastly, a big thank you to Greg's chief staff, Robin Laferno, all the constituent services staff, city manager and assistant city managers, past and present, and the couriers that deliver council package each Thursday. Though retiring for the second time as an elected official, Greg will always be working for a stronger Charlotte. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you very much. All right, and here is your gift. Well, you do not have to carry this back to your seat. We will make sure that it gets delivered to your home.
Thank you.
And please tell Greg we missed him, and he will be missed.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now I'd like to welcome Councilmember Lawana Mayfield to the podium. I think it's pretty cool to have the kids in the audience, actually, so. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Good evening. In 1967, Black Power, The Politics of Liberation in America by Kwame Ture, formerly known as Stokely Carmichael, and Charles V. Hamilton was published. In this book, it was written, in other words, the white power structure rules the black community through local blacks who are responsive to the white leaders. The downtown white machine, not to the black populace. These black politicians do not exercise effective power. They cannot be relied upon to make forceful demands on behalf of their black constituents. And they become no more than puppets. They put loyalty to a political party before loyalty to their constituents, and thus nullify any bargaining power the black community might develop. Colonial politics causes the subject to muffle his voice while participating in the council's politics, causes us to muffle his voice while participating in the councils of the white power structure. The black man forfeits his opportunity to speak forcefully and clearly for his race, and he justifies this in terms of expediency. It is with this above understanding that I proudly served District 3 for 8 years. You entrusted me to keep the concerns of the community to the forefront, and although sometimes standing alone, I worked to do just that. I will acknowledge some days were tough, yet overwhelmingly greater days outweighed those. As your representative for District 3, we created the following: 9 job fairs, starting with the Charlotte Douglas International Airport, the Charlotte Premium Outlets, and this year, my first ever re-entry job fair for those formerly incarcerated. The targeted rehab program that helps to stabilize families in quickly gentrifying neighborhoods. The development of the Goodwill Opportunity Campus. The new CLT Plus app that creates ease for residents to report community concerns via your phones. The Home Serve Protection Plan for Charlotte Water customers, along with many projects throughout District 3, just to name a few. I have been blessed to represent Charlotte on a local and on national boards, fighting for equity and access. As I leave you as your representative, who proudly served, never forgetting that the system A systemic legislative policy was created to ensure blacks in America had obstacles, and being able to break down a few of those along the way alongside of my council colleagues. I could not have done any of this without my family, some of who have joined me tonight, but especially to my wife, Jaleesa. I thank you for understanding me and all the energy I bring to the work that I attempt to do. You are my foundation. I am looking forward to finding my next great adventure where I can continue to build on the success of the past 8 years and be a champion for those who are often overlooked on our community. I love District 3, and it has been an honor serving along 4 councils. I love you, Charlotte, and thank you for entrusting me.
And now I'd like to invite Council Member Dr. Justin Harlow to the podium.
Good doctor.
Thank you, Mayor. I recognize our past Mayor Gant. I see some other elected officials here. My former campaign manager, Commissioner Mark Jarrell, Chair of the County Commissioners, George Dunlap. If I'm missing anyone else in the room, thank you all for being here, friends, family. I'm gonna ask my wife to stand really quickly. She deserves a real Kiara and I have been married for 6 years, it'll be 7 years in May. When we started all this, we had 1 kid. We were pregnant with a second. Now we're pregnant with a third. I will say that, you know, without her and her allowing me to do this and her allowing me to share myself with you all, I wouldn't be standing here. So thank you, babe. Thank you for just the sacrifices and the support. To the Council of Elders in District 2, Historic West End, neighborhood leaders, and association leaders and members, thank you for your support as well, for allowing me to help lead this district for these past 2 years. It has really been a pleasure. We know that the challenges are great, but they all are known. Displacement, gentrification, development pressure. We know what's happening to Charlotte's Northwest Side. And it's always been my point to try to protect the most vulnerable, preserve the history that is there, and promote the legacy that exists in District 2. I stand on a lot of shoulders. I see past District 2 council members here, Al Austin, and one that doesn't want to go away behind me. And Smudgy Mitchell. They were in my ear very early. I've been in Charlotte for 5.5 years. And very quickly got me involved and plucked me out and said, hey, you know, you could be good at this. And I like to think that I've done some good at this. And I couldn't have done it without Amanda Birch. Please stand up really quickly. She is my constituent services support and admin. If you've emailed my office, you probably got a response from her, and she'll continue to support Council Member Eggleston and Councilwoman Ajmira, one of the best city staffers we have here. So thank you so much for everything, just keeping me in line. I'm proud to have done some of this work, even just for this short time in 2 years. I'm proud to have introduced the Aging in Place program that has allowed senior citizens in this city to not feel so much of the burden of property tax increases that we know hit this community through a revaluation last year. So seniors, if you don't know about the program, look it up. If you're over the age of 65, the city is helping you with some tax relief. I'm proud to have been a champion for that, leading neighborhood development initiatives and policy changes with the noise ordinance, and as well as adding some strength to our minimum housing code. So thank you, Mayor, for allowing me to help chair that committee and bring that through this council. I'm proud of the investments we've made in this short time in the West Side, continuing to support the $150 million investment in the streetcar. When we first started 2 years ago, only 8% of our council-appointed boards and commissions had members from District 2. I'm proud to say that that number has doubled and increased to 18%. Almost 1/5 of our boards and commissions are now filled with constituents from District 2. 2 comprehensive neighborhood improvement projects. We have 10 total projects, 8 of which have now moved to the construction phase. So $40 million of investment at Beatties Ford and Brazos Ferry, as well as Lakeview, Reams, Beatties Ford, Sunset area. Our new partnership through economic development with the Urban Main Street program that's going to look to help try to revitalize everything between the Brookshire Freeway and I-85, particularly focused in on the Beatties Ford and LaSalle area. New investment by the Knight Foundation, continuing on the mayor's path of trying to get more private and philanthropic investment. The Knight Foundation has really doubled down on their historic West End initiatives. I'm happy to be a part of that. Introduction in this past year's budget of $500,000, half of which is matched by our new partner LISC for what we're calling the West Side Community Collaborative Fund to help with small business innovation, small business development, and incubation. Gateway Station, funding, advanced funding for the new CMPD Northwest Division Station, as well as joining my colleagues with helping to usher in the $50 million housing bond, and thank you, community, for your support. None of this could I have done without the people behind me, my family, but most importantly, this community. You embrace the newcomer. You embrace someone who likes to talk about where I'm from, but I know that Charlotte is home. You've supported my business. You've supported me here on this council. You've supported my family, and I thank you, and I love you. I love you, Charlotte. Thank you for allowing me to serve.
For the most exciting part of the evening, I'd like to ask our city clerk, Stephanie Kelly, to read the results of the 2019 council election.
Thank you, Mayor. For the City of Charlotte Mayor, Vi Lyles, elected 70,886 votes. David Rice, 20,459 votes, 78 write-ins. For the office of City Council at Large, Julie Eiselt, elected 67,713 votes. Braxton Winston II, elected 62,607 votes. James Mitchell, elected 62,508 votes. Dimple Ajmera, elected 56,759 votes. Joshua Richardson, 32,167 votes, and 124 write-ins. For the City of Charlotte City Council District 1, Larkin Eccleston, elected 11,261 votes. For City Council District 2, Malcolm Graham, elected 9,686 votes. Jacob Robinson, 1,704 votes. For City Council District 3, Victoria Watlington, 7,765 votes. For City Council District 4, Renee Perkins Johnson, 9,057 votes, elected. Brandon Pierce, 2,209 votes, 5 write-ins. For City Council District 5, Matt Newton, elected 7,366 votes, 5 write-ins. For City Council District 6, Tart Bakari, elected 11,163 votes. Gina Navarrete, 7,806 votes. For City Council District 7, Ed Driggs, elected 10,482 votes, and 7 write-ins. Mayor, those are the results of the municipal election held on November 5th, 2019.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. It's now time for us to bring forward those people that won that election for the official oaths of office. Judge Yvonne Mims Evans, would you please join me along with my family? I guess she said no. My son, Wayne Kwame Alexander, my wonderful daughter-in-law, Ashley Collins Alexander, and 2 of the most beautiful grandchildren in Charlotte, Aria Alexander and Maya Alexander. I am so glad they're here, and I know that Aisha and Jeffrey and Haley are watching, and I just want you to know that I miss you, and I wish you were here. But we still have the work to do, and so we're going to ask Aria to hold the Bible, right? Can you hold both hands? Yes, and so that's the next generation. That's all we're doing, training them to come out on Monday nights. Yes. Okay, you got it? Okay, ready? What am I doing?
I'm ready.
Okay.
If you would place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right, and repeat after me. I, Viola Alexander Lyles.
I, Viola Alexander Lyles.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will be faithful and bear true allegiance.
That I will be faithful and bear true allegiance.
To the state of North Carolina.
To the state of North Carolina.
And to the constitutional powers and authorities.
And to the constitutional power and authorities.
Which are or may be established.
Which are or may be established.
For the government thereof.
Of a government thereof.
And that I will endeavor to support.
And I will endeavor to support.
Maintain and defend the Constitution.
Maintain and defend the Constitution.
Of said state.
Of said state.
Not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States.
Not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States.
And that I will discharge the duties of my office.
And that I will discharge the duties of my office.
As mayor of the city of Charlotte, North Carolina.
As mayor of the city of Charlotte, North Carolina.
To the best of my knowledge and ability.
To the best of my knowledge and ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Yes.
So I want to take a couple of minutes and mostly to say thank you to this city who's been so wonderful to me. I want to say thank you for electing me to be the first second-term mayor of Charlotte in nearly a decade. When I first became mayor in 2017, I had high hopes. I wanted to make sure that Charlotte was a place where everyone had the ability to both work and live. And I also knew that Charlotte needed consistent leadership. We needed change, and we needed a steady path forward. In the past 2 years, the Charlotte City Council accomplished many successes, real successes and aspirational thoughts and ideas. We passed a housing bond that many thought was impossible, but 69% of the voters proved that it was possible. Those votes showed that this city understands the difficulty when people don't have a place to live. So I ask you to continue to push us to do more for all of the people who are displaced, those that need to remain in affordable housing, as we continue to work to preserve and build safe places for everyone. We are a fiscally responsive council and mayor office. Our tax rate is one of the lowest in the state. I want to say thanks to the city manager and his team because they understand financial planning, but they also understand financial constraints. We recruited thousands of jobs and even new industries to Charlotte. And we continue to address the climate crisis with a real plan, one that we can do. But you know this. It's really the character of our council and this office that earn your trust. It's the pride that we have for this city. It is the hope that we have for this city. And we all know that we, as a city of Charlotte, that we're greater than any national divisiveness that this country will experience. It will not happen here in Charlotte. The foundation of city government is to serve with policies and actions that are inclusive and equitable. But really, the foundation is to plan for the future for the generations that we are hearing now in this room. And yet, there are always challenges to living in a growing city. So what are we going to do? In January, I will ask the City Council to review the homicide cases that have occurred this year to determine the neighborhoods most impacted by violence and guns so that the city, the county, and our courts can begin to work together to provide evidence-based and community-focused services to our neighborhoods. We must change the path that we have taken this year. We must change that path. This year, we're going to look at our transit system. And you know, this is an opportunity for us to address and correct the inequity in our city in the most visible way. We need a bus system that works reliably and responsibly. We need the Silver Line to improve our carbon footprint and our air quality. We need to address light rail with fiscal accountability. And most importantly, we need to have a plan for transportation, for housing, and economic opportunity for the east and the west sides. In January, I will appoint a citizens committee on transportation infrastructure and funding to seek advice from our community and the cities in our region on this most important strategic issue. It's strategically required for our continued growth and success. I will also appoint a Citizens Advisory Committee to look at our governance structure with a focus on the mayor and council roles and to prepare us all for the new council districts that will go into effect in 2021. As I close, I'd like to thank the many of you that have made this second term possible. I hope you voted for me. I hope you're a friend of mine. I hope that you will continue to support me because I know I would not be standing here without you. I want to say thanks to my family who sustain me. They show up when nobody else will. They allow me to have Friday night suppers and to relieve myself a little bit of the stress and tension that goes with this job. Not much, but a little bit. So I want to say something else. I want to thank the members of the Charlotte City Council because I believe we go into a new term with a clear mandate to build a livable city, not just for today, but tomorrow. Thank you, Charlotte, for allowing me to continue to serve in this office as mayor. So now we're going to move to another time in the life of this city, and I'd like to invite our council-elects, Malcolm Graham, Victoria Watlington, and Renee Johnson, and their families to come down and join us at the dais. All right. Okay, I'm going to turn a little bit this way.
Here we go again.
I would like to have your families come down. Where are your family members? And
Orphan.
All the families.
please come down.
All families or just?
All of your families.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry, everyone's family.
No one's claiming us.
Probably trying to deny it. Come on down.
Please come down, and if you'll stand with your elected official or council member. Okay, careful. Those steps are crazy. So let's see, this way around here.
Sissy, come over here.
And if you have your Bibles, we'll get everybody in here. If you have your Bibles, and if anyone needs a Bible, let us know. If anybody needs a Bible, or you do not have to use the Bible. A few more people. Careful on the steps, though. I think this is going to be a very family-oriented council this year. Did you say food fight? All right. I think everyone's in. All right, I will give you the oath of office, but please state your own name and not one of your colleagues. So I, and then your name,
Braxton Eggleston.
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States. That I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof. And that I will endeavor to support, maintain and defend the Constitution of said state. Not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States. And that I will discharge the duties of my office as City Council member of the City of Charlotte, North Carolina, to the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God. Welcome to this new 2020-2021 council.
No, I know. I'm just going to do her. Oh, that was something.
That was quite a thing. Welcome.
you. Beginning with Councilmember Newton in District 5, I'd like to invite each council member to deliver a few brief remarks. Yes. 2 minutes is brief. There's no timer, of course. But I'm going to ask the clerk to go ding, ding, no matter what. So if everyone is ready, we'll start with Councilmember Newton.
I'll do my best, Madam Mayor. Thank you so much. I wanted to start just by extending a thank you to my colleagues who were outgoing tonight. Their leadership, their dedication, their commitment to the city was second to none, and I learned so much by being a part of a council with them included. I wanted to just recognize my wife as well, who's in the audience. I asked her a moment ago if she would be okay for me to ask for her to stand up. Babe, if you would be so kind, so everybody can recognize you. She's not the type of person to be out there kind of front of stage, but I'm only possible because of her. It's, you know, being on council, there are a lot of long nights. Oftentimes we don't get home until as late as 11 o'clock on a long Monday night. And she has been so understanding, so wonderful. And I don't know how she stays so beautiful. So babe, I love you so much. Thank you for allowing me to do what I do and to provide service to the citizens of Charlotte, and more specifically to the citizens of East Charlotte. I want to thank my family as well. Thank everybody who supported me over the past 2 years, supported me through re-election. Thank the residents of District 5 who have entrusted me with another term, many of whom, by the way, are here tonight. So thank you all for being here as well. I really appreciate that and your support. As we move forward, I'm really looking forward to working with my new colleagues to ensure that the citizens of Charlotte, as well as the citizens of East Charlotte, continue to have a wonderful, vibrant, dynamic city to live, work, and play in. And that includes, of course, Silverline and undoubtedly Eastland. So I look forward to this next 2 years and all the great work we're going to do in the many accomplishments we will fulfill and accomplish.
Thank you very much. And now, Councilmember Bakari.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. First, I'd like to thank my wife. Great timing. It's, you know, after 2 years, I think this is a great reminder that it's not so tough out here Monday nights when you bring all 3 of your kids and you get to experience like what a 2, 4, and 6 year are. So thank you guys. Chase, Charlie May, can you give everyone a wave? Hello?
Last one.
But it's as hard as anything is. Where are you guys going? You guys need to go back now. Okay, that's good. As hard as this could ever get in any way, it makes me realize today, whatever my wife has going on back at the house on Monday nights is much, much harder. So, Krista, I love you. Thank you so much for all of that. And then to all the campaign workers, the groups, particularly the YRs and Merck and folks like that, for incredible work and help on the campaign. It wouldn't have been possible without all of you guys. And particularly for the last 2 years, city staff. You know, I'm a glasses half empty kind of guy, Marcus, you know that. And there is some incredible staff folks in this building working hard and doing the right things every day. And appreciate you all. So the last 2 years have been amazing. Working on affordable housing. You've heard a number of other things, upward mobility programs, police and fire pay raises, economic development and job recruitment, really an amazing list of items that I've got to partner with this group. And I will say, over the last 2 years, it really has been amazing to work with almost all of you. You know who you are. No, honestly, it's such a surprise. And I think that it goes without saying that we went into this saying local politics don't have to be so partisan, and every once in a while we found ourselves in a partisan situation. But 9 times out of 10, we were all together just kind of going through. Madam Mayor, that is unacceptable. I'm going to reset the clock, Mrs. Clerk. Thank you. So it's just been it's been a great pleasure to be able to work with everyone, especially when the mayor doesn't turn off her phone. So we have an amazing next 2 years ahead of us, and I can't wait to work with some of our colleagues. We've got some huge items on the docket to work on. We've got to deliver a safe and incredible RNC. We've got we're basically rezoning the entire city, if you didn't know. I mean, it's a pretty significant approach. We have to hire a new chief of police. But, nearly 100 people are moving here every day, and the traffic and congestion and infrastructure needs that brings along is no joke. And what the decisions we make in this next 2 years with all of those things are just going to be so crucial, but particularly the unacceptable crime rate. And I try to not forget about it every day. I know many of us are focusing on it, but we have to get a hold of this. And I'm so pleased to hear the mayor's commitment and her plan to have us focus on that, because every morning I think, and I wake up and I think about Darnell Harris from Steak and Shake. And I think about the fact that he was killed by a repeat violent criminal offender. Just like 70% of all of those over 100 we're seeing in the stats right now. Or Dr. John Holliday, a visiting CEO, and again, that was directly caused by conflict resolution. So while this is fun and tonight's a time to rejoice for the victories and us moving forward, we have a very serious 2 years ahead of us. And I can't wait to get to work with all of you on that. But particularly, I just want to end by thanking the residents of District 6 for giving an underdog a shot 2 years ago and then allowing me to come back and work for another 2 years. It's truly an honor, and I am so grateful for it.
All right. And now, I'd like to recognize Councilmember Renee Johnson, District 4. Welcome.
Thank you, Mayor. Can you all hear me okay?
Oh, yes.
So that's my first time hearing my voice in the chamber. So I just thank God, and I'm excited to be here. So I'm just going to take a moment, Mayor. You'll see that I'm going to follow the rules like on the agenda. Okay. I am so blessed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. I'm so blessed and honored to be here tonight. I just want to take the time to thank all of those who've made this opportunity possible. Thank you to my loving husband, Bernard. You've always been my #1 supporter in everything that I've done, and I can't not wait to share this next chapter with you. Thank you to my children, India and BJ, and to my grandchildren. I hope this encourages you that dreams really do come true. My father, my in-laws, my family and friends, both near and far, thank you for your support, your donations, and your prayers. We did this together. Thank you to my friends who are here tonight. I won't name them all because I don't want to miss anyone, but I do want to name my friend Cynthia, who's been my friend. She drove from D.C., and we've been friends for 40 years. We've been through a lot, and I truly, truly appreciate you being here tonight. To Jane Whitley and the Mecklenburg County Democratic Party, the Democratic Women of Mecklenburg County for their support. Thank you to Dearest Price and Black Charlotte for my very first political endorsement. I also want to thank the Black Political Caucus, the Charlotte Observer, and the labor unions for their endorsements also. I want to thank my small and mighty campaign team. Dan, thank you for your strategic leadership. Bill, Tony, David, Levester, Mr. Kincaid, and the rest of my committed volunteer teams. I see you out there, and I appreciate your support. Thank you for believing in me and working so hard to make this night possible. Lastly, and most importantly, thank you to the voters of District 4. I truly appreciate you. You've given me the honor and the privilege to serve you as your representative. And in return, I will give you my absolute focus and my absolute best. Together, we will build a strong, safe, and healthy communities for now and for generations to come. I look forward to serving you. Thank you. Thanks.
Councilmember Watlington, District 3.
Good evening. So, as my new colleague just mentioned, I'm also humbled and honored and thankful to serve the city in this critical time. So from the bottom of my heart, I do thank you. To the neighborhood leaders who've been carrying the torch long before I arrived, I thank you for leading by example. To the Ricky Halls and the Frank Coleys, the Brenda Campbells, the Beverly Clarks, and many more, you are the backbone of the community. Full of conviction, compassion, integrity, courage, and resilience, I am so grateful that you invested in me, and I look to you as equal partners in this season. To the scrappiest, bravest campaign team anyone could ask for, I thank you for your commitment. I see Tiffany Tichy here in the audience. Sam Smith was here earlier, and several others. I appreciate you because you've remained consistent for over a year, taking on whatever challenges we faced with steady hands and a willing heart, always hopeful through the storms. I thank you for being my anchor. I would not be here without you, and I'm so proud to call you friend. To the volunteers, donors, host committees, supporters, champions, fair warriors, and that red army, I thank you for bringing the vision to life. Every door knocked on, every phone number dialed, every personal introduction. This is what successful campaigns are built upon, authentic connection. It's been the lifeblood of this campaign and the essence that fueled this victory. To the outgoing members, Mayfield, Harlow, and Phipps, I thank you for serving this city sacrificially. You served with passion and commitment, and I wish you success in your future endeavors. As we look to the next 2 years, we know we face challenges. We must deliver a comprehensive plan, preserve affordability, invest in transportation, and support economic mobility, even as we prepare to showcase our city on a national stage. These are no easy tasks. However, I continue to be inspired by each of you, those committed to continue the work of building this world-class city. From Pawtucket to Still Creek, we've made a new commitment to be engaged, to be informed, and to lead, to know our neighbors, to partner with our local government staff, to build our vision, to take personal responsibility for who we are and how we grow, training more leaders and plugging into the process, to preserve our identity, to honor our history, and to embrace our opportunity. Madam Mayor, Council, and City staff, I look forward to working with you. Let us be an example that all of Charlotte grows stronger together toward a connected, inclusive, and responsible future. Thank you.
Councilmember Azmira.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Clock is ticking. Thank you. As we transition into a new role in a new year with fresh goals and opportunities, I sincerely want to thank the people of Charlotte for their continued support, and I pledge to continue to fight for what is right and what is just. I'm grateful for my selfless, caring, and generous family, my dearest husband, Dr. Bajaj, for many sacrifices that he makes so that I can continue to serve. I'm so grateful for your support. And my mom tribes are the best tribes. And my sister Kinjal and my family in California, they are watching live. And to my amazing campaign team, I'm so grateful for each one of you for your generous time that you have given to our campaign. Andy, thank you. Danitra, thank you. Tracy, Barbara, I'm so grateful to have you as part of our team. And Dan McCorkle, our advisor, thank you for being with us since day one. I'm very grateful for you. And my extended family who is here today with us from Morrisville, thank you for being here. And to Madam Mayor, thank you for your leadership. You are the working soul of our city, and we are grateful for your continued leadership. And I also see we have a few leaders here in the room that I want to recognize. Our Congressional District 12 Chair, Cozy Watkins, Cynthia Wallace, Congressional District 9 Chair, as well as Jane Whitley. Thank you for your leadership. Also, I want to thank incredible staff that we have. So, Mr. Manager, thank you for your leadership. Our city attorney, thank you for your leadership and the amazing staff that we have. Many times you don't see them, but they actually always have our back, and we couldn't do what we do without them. I want to recognize Amanda Birch. As Justin had said earlier, she is the best, and I'm so grateful to have her. We made great strides in last 2 years, from affordable housing to economic development to becoming a global leader in environment sustainability. But we have so much ahead to continue. And I think together, we are stronger. And we are creating a model that other cities and other towns across the state are following. And my fellow Charlotte resident, I'm so grateful for your continued faith and trust in my leadership. I also want to recognize outgoing council members for their commitment, sacrifice, and for all the work that they have done for the people of Charlotte. Because all the work that is being done, it takes many of us to continue. So I'm so grateful to all my colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Mitchell.
Thank you. Thank you to the members of Team Mitchell for your time and your commitment to make sure I could sit in this chair today. And I see two of them in the audience, so I'm going to give a special shout out. My treasurer, Jamil Simmons, and my social media director, Travis P. Jackson, Jr. Thank you for my church, C.N. Jenkins Presbyterian, for your prayers and your support. Thank you to my brothers of Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Thanks, bros. Thank you to my family members and cousins. Thank you to my blessings, Kayla and Nicole, for your love, your passion, and your styling of daddy. Thank you to my queen for allowing me to serve another 2 years. I love you, and I appreciate you putting up with this little hyper-energized bunny. Last but not least, thank you for the citizens of Charlotte for allowing me to serve 2 years of a city I love, I adore, and I'm glad to be known as a cheerleader for Charlotte. Thank you.
Councilmember Eiselt. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you, everyone, for what, for me, is the honor of a lifetime. I couldn't do this, first of all, starting out by saying, without the support of my family, my husband there, my husband's taping this right now. He has been my rock and my support and my cheerleader, and he has never wavered in his support of this, of me doing this job, which is saying a lot, because there are some nights and there have been some votes and there have been some evenings at this council where it's been tough, and he's always been there for me. My son Joe, who's here tonight, representing also his brother and sister Jack and Kate, who couldn't be here tonight. I'm grateful for you guys for every time you're in town putting on those pink t-shirts and getting out and supporting me at the polls. I'm grateful for my team. I have the best volunteers in the world. 3 of them are here tonight representing so many more, Marcy and Dick and Beverly. Thank you so much for standing in the rain, for writing letters, for everything that you've done to help me get elected. Thank you to the most amazing staff a city has. We're the face of the council, we're what you see, but so often our staff doesn't get credit for what happens in this city. They work super hard, the ones in this building, the ones on the streets driving trucks, fixing your water pipes when they break, collecting your garbage, protecting us from public safety and for fire. We've got an amazing city, and I'm really grateful to say that we have this staff that keeps this engine running. Our city manager, who is our fearless leader, and I want to say thank you to, first of all, the voters who get out and vote, because you are a minority, unfortunately, but that's kind of true in a lot of cities. But you also represent a city of other people that work really hard for our city every single day. And as much as we could sit up here and say that we take votes that ultimately
dictate what happens in this city. It doesn't happen like that. So many of you that are out here tonight and that are probably listening are in committees, you're in advocacy groups, you do the research for us, you problem solve, and we couldn't do it without you. And I want to point that out because in this time of dysfunction, frankly, in this country, when we talk about what's going on at the national level, about people that we don't even meet and we don't even know, I think about Charlotte, North Carolina, and I think about how we're all willing to work together, by and large, with people that we might not know well, but we're willing to sit down and listen to each other because we all have the goal to make our city a great city for everyone. And yes, we're not going to always agree on anything, but the best work that gets done is when we're willing to sit down and listen to each other and say that, yes, we want to build a city that offers opportunity to everyone. So I'm grateful to all of you who put time and energy as volunteers into this city, because you're what makes this city great, and I'm honored to represent you all. So, and then lastly to my colleagues on council, because as someone mentioned, the truth, I think Tarek said, the truth of the matter is we all work together because we're really working on, we might have different points of view, but it's all towards what makes Charlotte a great city. And that's what I wish we could have happen at a national level too. But I'm honored to work with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Member Winston.
My name is Braxton Winston. My pronouns are he, him, and his. And I would like to thank the people of Charlotte for selecting me to serve for another 2 years. Yesterday, I was able to spend some time with some of my council colleagues. And most times, the public only sees the headlines of the work that we do or when we disagree.
Don't look at me.
Ask for a shout out, so you know. It is true that we all bring a different view on approaches to the issues of our city. But everybody out there should know that Charlotte has 11 council members, 1 mayor, and over 8,000 city employees that are dedicated to make this the city that we all do deserve. We will be losing 3 council members who have passionately served their constituents. I am grateful for all 3 of your service and excited to see what is next for each one of you. The voters of Charlotte have selected the next iteration of council. It will be up to us to operate cohesively, to set the clear position of the city so that our staff can operate efficiently and that the mayor can succinctly amplify our message for far and wide. We will work together. We will work cooperatively if we do what so many of us have said and stick together through thick and through thin. Yesterday, I was also able to spend some time with a friend. I met this friend about 3.5 years ago during the Charlotte uprising. Out on the streets of Charlotte, we both committed to ourselves and to each other that we would dedicate our life and our efforts to permanently disrupting what some of us may refer to as the Charlotte way. I often refer to it as the status quo. And we have both followed through on our commitments to disrupt the status quo. But while we were talking, he said something that I stayed up last night thinking about. He said something to the effect of, why is this work so hard? We work so hard and our neighborhoods just keep getting taken away. While I was stayed up, I thought about this. You know, Charlotte's segregation, our inequities, our lack of mobilities, we didn't simply get here because of hatred or fear of one another. We got here because of intentional policy decisions that our past city councils have made based on visions of what they saw the city should be. Tonight, all of us sit in this chamber and we sit on land that was once indigenous land. but we also sit on land that was once a city within a city, the center of Black Charlotte, the neighborhood of Brooklyn. In 1958, the Charlotte City Council voted to erase an entire Black community from uptown Charlotte for the stated purpose of creating a better environment for its residents. Families were told they could return to Brooklyn once the city used federal urban renewal money to build affordable housing here. No residences were ever built, and the promises were never realized. In Brooklyn, over a 10-year period, 9,000 residents were displaced. Nearly 1,500 homes were demolished, and 216 Black businesses were forced to close, many never reopening. Some people who owned homes and businesses still contend that they were not adequately compensated for their property. 11 Black churches were bulldozed and their congregations scattered. So I contend that as we deal with issues of congestion, crime rates, lack of upward economic mobility, we will only truly be successful if this council over the next 2 years approaches our work on policy through a restorative lens, one that intends and identifies the ability to repair past policies. We know how we got here. Knowing is part of the battle. Now we must do the hard work to repair what we have broken. But as I met somebody today, just as I was getting ready, they told me to keep my head up, because if it ain't hard, it ain't worth it. I do want to take a moment as a personal point of privilege to talk about the day, a different part of the day that I had yesterday. Yesterday, I was able to reflect on the journey, not just in the past 2 years, but really the past 3.5 years that I have been on along with my family, much of which has been shared with the greater Charlotte community. I want to thank my entire family, those binded by blood, and those who have been selected by choice and fate along the way. I love you all. I could not and would not be here without you. The ride has been wild, and I think it's only getting started. Thank you all.
Councilmember Driggs.
Thank you, Mayor. I am honored to be sworn in today for my 4th term on City Council, serving District 7. I would not be here without the tremendous effort of my campaign team, donors, volunteers, and friends, or the support of the voters who made my re-election effort a success. I'm grateful to all of you, those present, and hope to live up to the trust that you have placed in me. Most of all, of course, I'm grateful to my wife, Caroline. She would be mortified if I pointed her out, so I want to indicate that she's over sort of there behind Joe Bruno, sitting next to the guy with the white hair. Without Caroline, I would not be here tonight, or for that matter, any place good. Thank you, sweetie. Last time at the swearing-in ceremony, I offered some sage advice to my new colleagues, which they then proceeded over the next 6 months to ignore at every turn. So I'm not going to try that one again. I will point out that I believe the coming council term will be exceptional in many ways. As we deal with continued high growth and urbanization, we will be called upon to make important decisions on matters such as charting our future through the 2040 Comprehensive Plan, making multi-billion-dollar investments in transportation, and defining our relationship with major sports franchises. We will safely host a national political convention. We will build on the things we love about Charlotte while continuing to address challenges such as high crime rates, the shortage of affordable housing, and the need to create economic opportunity for all of our citizens. If we do this right, Charlotte will be an even better place at the end of this term than it is now in the beginning. And all of us in city government will be able to take pride in the part that we played in our city's progress. I look forward to working with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Driggs. Councilmember Graham, Malcolm Graham.
In District 2.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Mayor and members of Charlotte City Council, ladies and gentlemen, and to the voters of Charlotte City Council District 2. I want to thank each and every one of you for your support, your prayers, and your words of encouragement. Also would like to thank, I think, the greatest, best campaign team in the state, led by my wife, Kim Graham. Anthony Lindsay, I see Linda, Chris, Yvette, Amaya, Chris Wilson, and last but not least, a gentleman that I have a lot of respect for. I don't think I would be sitting here if he didn't twist my arm, and that is Mark Joe. So Mark, I want to thank you for doing the Phi Nu Pi. I'm back. And I think that's a good thing. I took the opportunity, Madam Mayor, to park my car at Friendship Missionary Baptist Church, and I walked from Friendship to Johnson C. Smith and talked to folks I saw along the way, business owners, people in the street, homeless folks, lawyers, homeowners, property owners. And this is what I found out, and I want them to know that I heard what you said, that the issues that are important to you are also important to me, that I care about gentrification and being uprooted from your homes. I hear you. That we need to uphold our history and tradition. I hear you. That we need to protect our seniors from property tax increases. I hear you. And that we need to do something about the rising gun-related incidents that we're experiencing. I hear you. I hear that some black business owners believe that they're still getting shortchanged. I hear that a lot of people believe that our district is still being left behind while other parts of the cities are growing. Some say that our schools in inner city Charlotte are not up to date, that we're not being competitive with other parts of the city. I hear you. Some believe that the Beatty'sford Road and the South Street corner has looked the same way for the last 40 years. I hear you. Some believe that we've been so focused on shiny, brand new things that we forgot about the people that live in Charlotte. I hear you. Some believe that small business owners and our MWB program, while we try to fix it, still doesn't work for them. Some believe that while they can see the skyline from their neighborhoods, that it might as well be 1,000 miles away, because they can't relate to the jobs announcements because they can't get them, or they can't go to the Panthers game, or don't know much about soccer. But they know that their streets looks the same. They know that their neighborhoods is declining. They know they're being forced out, and they want us as a community to do something about it. I make that commitment today to do that. I also make a commitment to work with this council to, again, bring those major corporations who want incentives to come to our community, to work with conventions who want to come to our community to bring jobs and business opportunities. But anyone that wants to do business with our community should share our values. Values based on integrity and honesty, diversity, inclusion, and racial equality. If you can meet us there, I'm willing to do business with you. But if you can't, you shouldn't come. We need to make sure that as a community that we are doing what is morally right and not what's politically correct. So I'm back to do big things, not small things. Why can't we build out the transit line all at once? That's a big thing. Why can't we work with the county and call gun violence what it is, which 102 individuals have died in our streets? Call it what it is, which is a public health crisis. Let's work with the county in Mecklenburg to do that. Why can't we work with the county and say, we understand that greenways are important, but rec centers that merge with inner city communities are important too, and that there should be 21st century rec centers where kids can go 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night and get SAT counseling, financial literacy, job training, still play a little bit of basketball and baseball and football. We have to find a way to work together across county lines. Lastly, and more importantly, I had breakfast this morning, Madam Mayor, with the DA, and we shared a concern about 102 individuals who died on our streets. And you were there with me when I spoke to the police department 2 months ago, National Day of Mourning, where I saw parents, relatives, or victims in our city who were killed. Some no fault of their own, just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. I understand that too. So I'm willing to work with this council, work with the sheriff, the DA, Mecklenburg County, anybody who wants to call what we have in our community a crisis. So let's do big things, council, not small things. I'm ready to get to work. Thank you.
Councilmember Eggleston.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. First of all, I want to acknowledge some people who are here and some people who are not, without whom I could not do this and would not be here. First and foremost, my family. My wife Lauren is here. She, like Ms. Driggs, does not want to be asked to stand up, so I will not do that. But her patience and support has been critical leading up to my being on council and in the 2 years I've been on council. She is often left to be at home as a single mother to our poodle daughter, Salem. So I appreciate all that she does to make this possible for me. Both my parents, Robert and Amy Eggleston, traveled in town, as well as my sister Anna Eggleston, who are here with me tonight, and who have helped over the course of 37 plus years shape me into the person that I am. And I'm grateful to have them here tonight. There's a number of people that are here in the crowd and a number of people who are at home watching tonight who helped with my campaign, who have been friends long before politics and who've become family. I won't attempt to name all the names, but three who couldn't join us tonight are my current and former campaign managers, Jordan Kravitz-Speenberg and Tanya Jameson, as well as my treasurer, Jeff Speenberg. And I've got a host of friends in the audience and at home who I love dearly and who really inspire me to do this work, and some in particular who challenge me at times, because we don't always agree, but they always make me better, and they always make me really give a lot of thought to the decisions that I'm making and how important they are. And so I appreciate even the disagreement. It's been mentioned a lot, but I'll mention it again. Staff at the City of Charlotte is who does the real work here. We kind of set the course, but they're the ones who paddle. And the boat wouldn't go anywhere without them. And I have the privilege of working with Amanda Birch as well. She's a rock star. There's a lot of rock stars on this 8,000 person team, and it's been a privilege and an honor to work with them for the last 2 years. To the three outgoing council members, Harlow, Phipps, and Mayfield, I knew all three of them to some extent before we got on council together, but there is no better way to really get to know somebody than to serve 2 years in elected office with them. And I am closer to all three of them now than I was when we started 2 years ago. I will miss them dearly, but I know they'll all still be very engaged in our community. So I thank them for all that they have done and all that they'll continue to do to make this city a better place. To all the people sitting around the dais tonight, I look forward to the next 2 years. I think the last 2 years, we've made a lot of progress, and we can be very proud of the term that this council just finished. But as has been stated by many of you in your remarks tonight, we know what the challenges are. There's still a lot of work left to do, and I have a lot of faith that this group of people can do it. So I won't repeat all of the points that were made, but we know what we need to do. We know what we need to do to help make sure that more people in this community can benefit from the growth and benefit from the investment and benefit from all the things that we're excited about that are going on in this city. But to Mr. Graham's point, not everybody always is as excited as we are because they don't feel like they're feeling the benefits of it. We need to make sure that the opportunities in the city are for more people. And I look forward to get back to work starting tomorrow on that with this group right here.
Thank you. And now we have one business item for our agenda. We need to elect a mayor pro tem. I will open the floor for
Madam Mayor.
motions of for a nomination.
I would like to nominate Julie Eisel.
Second.
Okay, several seconds. So are there any other nominations? All right, hearing none, I'm going to ask for a vote for the Mayor Pro Tem, Julie Eisel, to continue in that role. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. Besides former Mayor Harvey Gann in the audience, I know that we have a number of other elected officials and former elected officials that have attended this ceremony. We are grateful for you. You led our way, and we are very, very glad that you're doing your work now and the work that you're continuing to do. Please stand if you are an elected or former elected official so you can be recognized. And with that, I understand that there is a reception outside. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I don't even think it needs a second. Thank you very much, and thank you very much.
We gotta stay.
We have to stay.
We gotta stay here
You have
for
to
the
stay here for the.
And you're just gonna go a couple seconds with each one, and then you're done, okay? David, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna
All right, you're going to be looking at me first. I'm going to get a couple of shots down here. Then I'm going to head up here. And I'll also let you know I'm going to shoot a little thing right here. This is going to get everybody. Yes, very high. You can full circle.
Okay.
I can see him with that one. Right now, I should be able to get everybody in this view.
Okay, watch, we're right up here.
Here we go.
One, two, three.
From
We're gonna, this is photographs.
photograph, okay.
Not everything's a TV camera, Braxton.
Just gave us the line.
All right, let's try a quick photograph standing up before we do the holiday greeting.
Hands folded in front. Great, thanks.
One, two, three. One, two, three.
If I can have the manager, attorney, and city clerk to step, so we can just step away, so we can get Judge Council, and if you push your chairs all the way back, and I can help.
Everyone?
All the way back.
Oh, no, not, just the mayor, just the attorney, and the manager.
Or just those chairs.
Stay, city council, please stay.
Are we getting in close or? Okay.
Exactly where you are.
All right.
Yeah, let's see. Are we keeping our chairs close or pushing them back? Because half of us
He
got.
said push them back.
Stay where you are, if you want.
Push your chair back.
You
Push your
you
chairs
can-
back.
She literally.
I know, that's,
That's what they just said. Push your chair back.
Don't push your chairs back.
Don't.
No, they said push them back.
I told her no.
Back. Okay.
This is going well.
Yeah, I hope the next session isn't like
cooperation.
this.
Off to a great start.
We're gonna do one more. One, two, three. I'm gonna film and I'm gonna have two ears for them.
All right, you're gonna follow Sherry's cue, this is for the happy holidays.
Okay, yeah, this is for the holiday greeting. I don't know, I think the mayor saw the script. Basically, all she is gonna say is from all of us, we have the mic. Yeah, thank you.
Do I have to hold it up or just, is it down here? I'm sorry, did you say put it up or down?
Then she sings.
Say from our family to yours.
Yes.
Okay. The mayor's gonna say from our family to yours, and then in unison, everybody says, happy holidays.
Shouldn't it be our family, from our families to yours? Okay.
We're calling ourselves a family.
Oh, from
Okay,
our
but-
city
family.
family.
Go with the latter.
Our city family.
Okay. All right, our family. Okay. All right, so tell me when.
It's like 7 takes.
Are we doing?
Be looking at Steve up here. We're gonna do this twice.
Somebody give me a sign.
We're going to do this more than twice.
But are we doing hand gestures or not?
No, your hand's solid in the front, and then it's from
spirit
Happy
fingers.
Holidays is what we're all saying together. From our family to yours. Happy Holidays.
It's remarkable.
Okay.
You guys are already a great team. Now, one more
And we're very hungry.
Yes.
From our family to yours. Happy Holidays.
All right, that's
All
great.
right. If you, yes.
Have a holly jolly
Follow
Christmas.
Jason, and here's who you introduce this way.
Ma'am?
Oh, thank you.
This way. I need to get anything else.
Oh, can I get my business?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bag, anything else?
James, this is yours.